Head high, chest up, and catch that frame, 'cause beauty is my name.
What up, beauty gang? So as of lately, people have been obsessed. Not only people, me. I myself have been obsessed with my twist outs. I dang near feel like I deserve the title of twist out queen, but I won't go there yet. But anyway, yeah, people have been obsessed with my twist outs and the definition that I have and how long it lasts me and stuff. I have already done twist out videos on my channel, but just recently I did switch up my twist out routine a little bit, and I feel like the changes that I have made, even though they're slight, have made it last longer and look a lot better, a lot more defined and all that. So that is what I'm going to be showing you guys today. So let's just hop right into this thing. Okay, now if you're an OG subscriber, you know why my hair is in plaits right now. If you're not, you can definitely go watch my wash day routine after this if you're interested. But basically, long story short, my hair is in plaits because I detangle my hair in the shower in individual sections, and after the section is detangled, I twist it up. So this section is already detangled and I twisted it up. But yeah, if you're interested in seeing that video, I will link it at the top of the screen and it'll be in the description box below. Ooh, I got a little bit of conditioner left in my ear. Starting with my first section, I'm gonna go ahead and unravel it, and then I'm gonna spritz a little bit of warm to hot water, more hot than warm, on the section. Okay. Make sure it's in there really good. Like I said, the section is already detangled, which is why my fingers can glide right through it. Okay. Now I'm going to take my favorite new product, which is Texture ID Styling Cream. I'm going to take that and a little bit of olive oil, and then apply that to the full section. So I took this much Texture ID, only a little bit of olive oil. You can probably barely see it. And I'm going to mix the two together. Yeah. And then I'm going to apply it to this full section. Now, this section personally to me is a little too big based off what I'm going for. So with my twist outs, I like to go for definition more so than volume, because as the days progress, it'll just get big anyway. And when I do bigger sections, my twist out doesn't last as long or stay as defined. So this section I'm going to split in half. Okay, put the rest away. Now I'm going to take my favorite Eco Styler gel, which is the black castor and flaxseed oil one, and I'm going to take just a little bit of that and put it on this subsection. So I have split the section in half. Now I'm applying it to the subsection, and then I'm going to start my 2-strand twist. There's nothing really like scientific or nothing about it. You literally just take 2 strands and wrap one around the other until you reach the end. And I sometimes like to tighten it like that. You just tighten it to make sure that each strand is getting defined and nothing's left too loose. Now if you're an OG, you already know what happens when we come close to the end. When you have about 1.5 inches or so left at the end of your twist, you're going to take a small rat tail comb and comb through it just like that. Do both like that. And then finish off the 2-strand twist. And when you get to the very end, coil it around your finger. Usually I take a little bit more gel, tap that on the end and coil it. And as you can see, it coils very pretty. So yeah, you want to always have a coil at the end of your hair. And the reason I know my hair is still healthy and it doesn't need a trim yet is because it coiled. If your hair doesn't coil pretty like that, or there's rough ends and stuff sticking out, or it's just not cooperating, it's probably time for a trim. Now I will say the major key to all of this is doing smaller sections, especially if you have type 4 hair. The smaller the sections, I personally think the better. Now granted, if you're trying to rock a 2-strand twist for a hairstyle, and you know how small they do those, you don't need it that small, but you just want it to be small enough where when you take them down, it'll still be defined and intact. Because what I've noticed, 'cause I've done a lot of trial and error, trust and believe, when I do bigger sections, all the hair just doesn't like to necessarily cooperate with each other like that. I don't know if that makes any sense. It doesn't really like to cooperate, gets frizzy way faster. The ends will not coil up like that just because it's too much hair trying to be coiled. And yeah, my hair just shrinks up I don't know, a lot worse for some reason when the sections are way bigger. So the only benefit I feel like with bigger sections is if you want instant volume and if you want the process of doing your twist out to be a lot shorter. But to me personally, it's not really worth trying to speed up the process, because if you do a bigger twist out within what, 2 or 3 days, then you're gonna have to do the routine all over again. Whereas I've realized with my twist out routine, doing smaller sections, it will last me a week, which is dope. So yeah, I just prefer smaller sections. I can't think of how many tips I have for you guys to have like the perfect twist out each time, but I'm pretty positive I gave you guys 3. So smaller sections, major key. Making sure you detangle the ends, major key, and then coil it or like twirl it around your finger for a perfect coil, major key. And I guess I kind of mentioned about making sure if it doesn't coil like really pretty like that, then that means your ends need to be trimmed. So having good ends is actually, yeah, that's the 4th one. It's actually very key to having a bomb twist out. Because if your ends are like all raggedy and just not cooperating, your twist out just won't come out bomb. It just won't, because your ends being so raggedy will make the style look raggedy. Oh, and I guess another tip is to do it on damp hair. Damp to wet hair. You definitely want damp to wet hair, just like you would for a wash and go for the best definition. So I used to like have my twist outs absolutely drenched, and I realized that's not necessary, but just making sure that it's damp when applying the products and twisting it up, it'll mold the twist better, and therefore the twist out will come out better. Alrighty guys, so now I finished about almost half of my hair. I did the back on both sides, so all the back strands are 2-strand twists, right? So now we're starting towards the front. Gonna use the same exact product, same exact method of like making the hair damp and whatnot, texture ID, all that stuff. But in the front of my hair, as of recently, I started to incorporate 3-strand twists. If you've never heard of that, you could definitely YouTube search it, and I plan to soon do a how-to 3-strand twist, like a detailed video on it. This won't be that video. Okay, but I did want to give you guys a rundown on how I've been achieving the perfect twist out every time. And 3-strand twists, incorporating that into this twist out routine has made a huge difference with the longevity of my twist outs and just how bomb they turn out. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I do that. So as you can see, this could have been 2 strands, but it's a little bit larger than what I would like, and I want the front of my hair to be super defined, because I feel like people see the front of your hair more so than the back, so that's why the front definition is so important to me. But alright, so you basically take 3 strands of the section like you're about to braid. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. So some people actually start off their 3-strand twist thing. I guess I am kind of explaining how to do it, but I'm gonna do another detailed video on how to do it sooner than later. But yeah, alright, so some people actually start with like braiding it. So braiding it maybe 2 or 3 times, creating a braid. I've learned that I can just crisscross them and start it off that way. So I have this 1 strand, I'm gonna wrap it around both. Alright, now I have this other strand, wrap it around both. Then I have the 3rd strand, wrap it around both. And as I'm doing it very, I guess you could say, tightly. So each time I wrap a strand around both, I tighten it. Just how I showed you guys I was tightening the 2-strand twist when I first started. I wrap it. It takes some time, I guess you could say. If you catch it fast, then good for you. But once you get the rhythm of like wrapping it, instead of your hands wanting to create a braid, then you really got it going on. But you literally just wrap the strand around both. So wrap it like that, and then you transition, grab the other 2 pieces with your other hand and wrap it. I don't know if it makes more sense when I let go of one. So have this strand, you wrap it around both and grab like it with the other hand. You guys are gonna just have to visually see it, because I wasn't prepared to like explain how to 3-strand twist. But that is another huge key and secret to how I get a perfect twist out every time on my type 4 hair. because it just comes out so defined. And it still blends well even with it being 2-strand twist in like the back of my hair or other parts of my hair, because I did small sections. It wouldn't have looked as good if I did like 3-strand twist up front or whatever, and then in the back it was like chunkier sections, just because the curl pattern wouldn't match as well. So you guys will be able to see that when I do the takedown process. And it is inevitable that one strand out of the 3 will start to kind of thin out or just be shorter than the other 2 strands. So when you get to that point, all you have to do is just add it on to whichever strand you'd like. So I added it to this one. As you can see, this was one strand, this is the other. I'm just adding it to this one. And I'm gonna go ahead and detangle it. And just 2-strand twist it the rest of the way down. 3-strand twists also help with elongation, so like your hair will be stretched a little bit more than it would typically be in just a 2-strand twist. So honestly, I give myself a minimum of 24 hours to let my hair 100% dry, but typically I'll wear my hair in this twist style for about 2 or 3 days before I take it down. But if you're not like into wearing your twist in a hairstyle or you have a place to go and stuff, at least give yourself 24 hours before taking it down. That is essential to a perfect twist out every time. Your hair has to be 100% dry. But yeah, I will see you guys in about 2 or so days, I guess, or whenever I'm ready to take it. Alright y'all, so it has been 2 days of letting, 2 or 3, I don't know, but my hair is completely dried. I let it air dry. If you follow me on Instagram and stuff, you saw that I was still slaying pictures and whatnot, even with the twist. So yeah, now I'm gonna just take my hair down. And I guess the only step when it comes to this, to making sure that you have a perfect twist out, is just kind of being, not gentle, but kind of take your time. Don't be rough with it and stuff. And how I personally take mine down, so I grab the twist and I basically twist it in the opposite direction, like the whole twist in the opposite direction that I twisted it, and it'll start loosening up. I don't know if you guys can see that. It'll start loosening up the twist. So this is how it looks without being disrupted. And then as I twist it in the opposite direction, you can see it starts loosening up, right? So once I've gotten it loose enough, I'll go ahead and stick my finger in between the 2, let it pull apart, then unravel the rest. And that's my first one taken down. You see the coils at the end? It's pretty. That's why it's important to make sure that you are twirling the hair around your finger when it's wet and whatnot, so that it coils up at the end. Because I know in the past when my twist outs used to fail, I didn't used to coil it around my finger at the end, so then the ends would look really rough and just untamed, I guess you would say, and the twist out just didn't look good. So do the same thing to this one. Find an opening, pull it apart, and then take one of those twists and just unravel it. I got it hang now. That's another thing. I guess that's not a huge or major step, but you do want to make sure your nails don't have any like snags and stuff in them, because believe it or not, that can ruin your takedown process as well. If like a nail is hanging and then like snags and the twist as you're taking it down, the twist will be disrupted and it'll cause frizz. Now this one is a 3-strand twist, so it's really nothing too technical or different than how I take down the 2-strand twist. I do it in the opposite direction, but instead of there being 2 pieces you're separating, they're gonna be 3. So pull it apart, and then just unravel them. So there's not really one that I twirl around the others. And as you can see, it still comes out really beautiful. Wow. Poppin'. Because we did the 2-strand twist in smaller sections instead of big ones, they still blend very well with the 3-strand twist. So these 3 are 3-strand twists and these 2 are 2-strand twists. It still blends perfectly because we had small sizes. Alright you guys, so this is after the first layer has been taken down. So all the twists have been separated. But now, I mean, you can leave it like this, but I don't know a lot of people that do. Usually people want like a lot of, I guess you could say, density and stuff like that. So you go in again, and now the twist that you've taken down, you separate it. So I'll show you a close-up. It's really not hard. Literally, I just pull it apart like so. not hard. Just pull it apart. Gently though, I'm not being rough because I don't want the coils that I created at the end to get disturbed too much. By the way, I feel like this is also where doing eco styler gel or some type of gel does benefit a twist out, because I feel like typically if you're just using some type of cream and taking it down or separating your hair like this, usually it won't hold as well. Like how you can still see the definition even with me separating it. I think that's from the help of the gel, like molding the hair together, if that makes sense. You guys can already start seeing how the separation is completely different from this side. This side becoming bomb, this side, yeah. I think another key thing that I should probably mention to you guys too, when I pull it apart, I don't drag my fingers down it. Like I'm literally pulling it apart and then leaving it alone. I feel like when you start kind of dragging your fingers through it and manipulating it a little too much, that's when a lot of frizz starts to come about also. As you can see, it's a lot of definition, little to no frizz. And please don't feel like if you have any frizz that you did something wrong. Like natural hair is just, that's just how our hair operates. So if you have a little bit of frizz, it's good. But as you can see, even with my little bit of frizz, it does not take away from how like bomb the definition is and how nice the style came out. Yeah, those are all my steps to achieving a perfect twist out every time. Really hope you guys found this helpful. I hope it works for a lot of you, if not all of you. And if it does, definitely come back and comment on the video to let me know and other people know, like if it worked for you or not, or blah blah blah. Or if you have other techniques, you can definitely comment that below as well. I'm really satisfied with this twist out. I think it came out super bomb as usual, because I'm like dang near the twist out queen now. But yeah, before I forget, let me do my post notification shout out. Alright y'all, so today's post notification shout out goes to Yasmin Ali. Shout out to you. Thank you for being a part of Beauty Gang, and thank you for being a part of Notification Squad, or gang, or whatever you want to call it. If anybody else is interested in getting a post notification shout out or whatever, just be sure to of course be subscribed to Beauty Gang, my channel. Be sure to hit that bell button so you're notified each time I post a new video, and just be sure to leave a comment, hashtag and Notification Squad, gang, whatever. I'll see it and you'll have a chance to be shouted out. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys. Again, really hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I need to figure out how I'm gonna style this thing. But yeah, until next time guys, bye.
Move your body cause you're loving the way that you walk. Move your body if you're loving the way that you talk. One time if you're confident. Clap 2 times cause you own it. Never gave a damn about what they say, cause you handle all your business on a day by day. Head high, chest up, and catch that frame, cause beauty is your name.